Hey guys, welcome to the Chinese Finger Trap. My name is Michael Wilson, and my intention is to be a guide and a resource for you along your path of awakening, your spiritual awakening journey, and a lot of the side processes like the dark night of the soul that come along with this process of expanding our awareness and our consciousness. Now, in my experience, it was really a confusing and chaotic and difficult time of my life. And really, my process of awakening in the dark night of the soul was something that I experienced for many years and many different varieties and at different times too. And I never really could understand it, and I didn't have any understanding of what was going on. Nor did I have anyone around me that had experienced it or could really give me an insight into what it is that I was experiencing, let alone how to deal with it and what the right moves were, right? However, along my journey of traveling all over the world to discover mental well-being and natural healing, I've discovered many techniques and been taught many techniques and developed techniques that really I think will serve you along your journey. However, many of the techniques are very counterintuitive, I must admit. However, you can imagine that that would be the reason that almost everyone in the world does not have the ability to experience real healing in themselves, because they're going at it the backwards way a bit. Our modern system is designed in a certain way that doesn't really have room for this conversation, and hence the reason I'm here to talk to you about it. Now, I want to mention that the dark night of the soul is a really challenging experience. Essentially what it is a process where we're thrust into the darkness of our lives. A lot of our unconscious or our shadow experience is holding us back from really living the life that we set out to live when we came onto Earth. However, unless we clear that process and really learn from it, we won't be able to go to the heights that we wish to go to in our lives. So the dark night of the soul will come in sort of as a purging or clearing experience. Many of us get very sick for many months or many years. Physically, emotionally, we become very depressed, and we're basically thrust into the inner negativity of our life. A lot of the things that we pushed away from our past, and a lot of the inner state of ourself, and a lot of our lifestyle that is dysfunctional, we've ignored, which is what we call the shadow. It's essentially all the parts that we put in the dark. We put it all in the back closet and said, we don't want to look at that. But, eventually that closet gets a little full and life forces us to look at it. However, if we have the right intention when we go into looking at this, we will gain a deep wisdom from this experience, and we'll come out on the other side really anew, like the phoenix. This is the process of burning away the old life that existed for us, and from that, birthing a new experience for ourselves. It's really a beautiful process, but it feels like the most miserable thing you could imagine while you're in the middle of it. So, what I'm here to do is to show you and to help you remind yourself that you are the master of your experience, and you can become a master of your mind and your body and your soul in the trifecta alignment. Now, in order to do this though, it's going to take some serious open-mindedness, because like I said, the only in letting go is the process of finding the freedom that we seek. Holding on to our old lifestyle, holding on to our old self, holding on to our old beliefs, we're never gonna get there. We gotta really give over control to a higher intelligence beyond what we are capable of in our logical, rational faculties, okay? Along my journey, what I discovered is that there is a roadmap to this process installed in each of us. However, what we have to recognize is that it's not written in the language of, for instance, English or Spanish or French or Italian. It's written in a language that is beyond the linguistic format that we usually consider language. If we can learn this language, which is essentially the language of the greater universe around us, what we can do is we can discover this roadmap, and we can read it, and we can follow it, and it will guide us along the process step by step into the space of true healing. However, it's going to take a lot of courage, a lot of trust, and a lot of commitment and consistency in order to do this. But what we're asking of ourselves is to become the greatest, absolute greatest version of ourselves. That's not going to come for free, let's be real. Now, there's some people that will trade a little, you could say, sell their soul, or you can become engaged with the greater universe around us, the greater process of the universe around us, and you will be riding the wave. You will be in flow, in a state of flow. What are you in a state of flow with? The river that is life, the current of all of creation wants to flow through you if you allow it, only if you allow it. And the reason that most of us will not allow that is because we've built up so much complexity in our mind and our body and so much resistance to that through our upbringing and through our conditioning and our experiences as children and as adults. It's going to be really hard for us to really find the trust in ourselves to release. However, I've discovered many techniques along the way. I've met many healers and shamans and incredible beings all over this planet who have really shown me how to master the system that I am. And so that's what I'm here to pass on to you. Now, here's the thing. When I was experiencing the real thickness of my dark night of the soul and all of the purging, most everyone I spoke to had no idea what I was going through, and they couldn't really give me any guidance. And especially the doctors and the therapists and counselors that I would meet with, they simply were not qualified to have this particular conversation because it's sort of outside of the paradigm of modern medicine. Of course, because modern medicine is practicing in a certain way that doesn't really have the intention to heal us from mental illness. It has the intention to mitigate our symptoms. So it's no surprise that healing doesn't happen within the paradigm of medical system. It's not intended to do that. So what we can recognize is that every living creature on this earth inherently has the ability to heal itself. That is clear to you. If you cut your arm, you will see that it will heal by itself. Now, what we can do is aid the process of healing in our mind and our system, from anything from bipolar disorder to PTSD to severe crippling depression. These things we can cure ourselves all by ourselves for free. However, it's not so simple. So what I've done is devised the process of multiple tiers of access to the insights that I've gathered and to the resources that I can provide and the techniques that I've developed and that other people have developed that I've formatted in a way that I hope that you really get it. Now, I'm pulling from techniques that are ancient, thousands and thousands and thousands of years old, and very modern, and some that I've never heard before as well. Maybe new, you could say. And so what I hope to do is to provide you with the resources that you need if you don't have the resources to really access high quality teachers. What I also can recommend and what I also hope to provide for you is if you have a bit more resources, let's talk one-on-one, because that is going to be the best way for us to really get to the clearest direction of your healing, because it's totally, totally unique. That's why boxing us into particular systems that don't really consider our uniqueness will not work for us, and maybe for you has not worked up to this point. Maybe that's why you're here in the first place. So as we raise our vibration, expand our consciousness and our awareness, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be able to find the real root of our dis-ease and our discomfort, and we are going to discover all of the things that push us down and depress us. And one by one, we let go of these anchors and these weights, and we raise into the person who we really came here to be. And that's what I want to help you guys discover for yourself. That's my mission, that's been my journey, and man, it's been terrifying and exciting, and I hope to share it with you in a meaningful way. And really, I hope to make this a lot more easy on you. It was so not easy for me because it took me a lot of time to recognize what well of resource that I have inside of me. The most complex system in the known universe is in my possession, the human system. Nothing on this planet is more complex than the human system. However, almost none of us know how to really use it, let alone use our minds and our bodies in a unified way. So that's what we're here to do. Merge the sense of and unify the sense of our soul, our body, and our mind. Mind, body, soul. we're connecting these three processes, and this has been essentially the effort of most of the deeper spiritual practices throughout history. So, if this sounds interesting to you, if you're interested in one-on-one guidance from me as someone who has really gone through this experience and has mapped the terrain quite clearly, or if you're not there yet and you need to access free resources, I 100% understand. I have a Facebook group that you can join for free. It's totally free, and you can meet with other people who are experiencing some of the same things that you are, and you can really share with one another and build a community together that is a support network that you can always access. Also, I have a YouTube channel called The Chinese Finger Trap that's going to be completely full of amazing free resources as well to articulate all kinds of things, such as navigating the dark night of the soul and the symptoms of such, navigating spiritual awakening and the purpose and why, the connection to diet and physical activity that will serve us through this process, and a really honest take on the state of the world and the state of our setup and where we are headed and what we need to do to produce the highest quality life that we possibly can. So, access those resources. Check out my website called thechinesefingertrap.com, the Spiritual Awakening group called the Chinese Finger Trap Spiritual Awakening group on Facebook, and the Chinese Finger Trap YouTube channel, and the Chinese Finger Trap Instagram page. All of these platforms I'm going to be posting valuable content on. Most of it's accessible for free. However, if you want to dive really deep, let's do it. I am offering fantastic one-on-one times with you guys, as well as periodically affordable group interactions. We can very affordably get together a group of people and we can really talk this out and navigate this in a way that serves the community and the planet as a whole. That's my intention, that's my goal, and I think that we can do that together. If you enjoy this, let me know, reach out, keep in touch. Stay well. Peace out.